Boys, today we are going over OP09, all of the red cards in OP09. We're going to run through each of them, give them a little bit of a ranking, a little, is this good, is it not good from a competitive standpoint. Let me know what you're cooking up in OP09, what kind of stuff you want to see happen. I've got a few ideas for stuff in the next set, so I've got a ranked sim idea where we just go through the ranked sim, try to get the highest bounty possible with a deck that maybe we can make something happen with, maybe very competitive, maybe we go with can this cook, and we really just random decks. I've got a few ideas, so let me know your thoughts on that. If you really want to see some rank sim content or just regular sim like we have been for so long, I've gotten a lot more competitive with this card game. I love my jank stuff. I love to have fun, but if you would like, once a week, maybe twice a week, we do a little ranked ladder and really try to rise to the top with one of these very competitive decks that you're about to see coming out in OP09 as we go through this 6-part series where we're going through every single color and every leader. Let me know. It's just a fun idea. I think it would be really fun, but really it's up to you guys what you want to see. Maybe I like your ideas, maybe I don't. We'll see. No, I'm just messing with you. But today we're going to be going over mainly Shanks, Red Hair Pirates. There's a little bit of, I think there's some kid support in the red. I don't remember exactly. I can remember because, funny story, I did every single color already, and it was about 3 hours worth of my day, and my voice didn't work, my audio didn't work, and maybe, hey, maybe you would like that more. Maybe you just don't want to hear me, you just want to look at the cards. Look them up yourself then. Anyways, going through there, that was super obnoxious, so we're having to redo the whole thing. So this is going to be a whole funnel cake of things. I don't know. So I'm excited. I love going through these cards anyway. So we'll go into Shanks. Shanks, Red Leader, 5 life, 1 color, 5,000 power. Same old. But once per turn, this effect can be activated when your opponent attacks. It's like Bonnie, but in red. Give up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters cards minus 1,000 power during this turn. When I saw this leader, I was like, this thing is dog water. They did Shanks so dirty with the purple leader, and now you're going to give them this? Why would anybody ever play this leader? Boy, was I wrong. This leader is insane value, and some of you guys are like maybe not so competitive, or maybe just like have fun, maybe just like to go to locals and see what you can do, whatever. But when you look at it from a competitive standpoint, if you swing 5 at me, I don't have to counter. I literally do not have to counter you for that first swing. It's only 1 swing, once per turn, but if you think about the value in the late game, so 3 on turn you swing, you had to play a 3-drop body, or you had to swing heavy to really null my leader ability, so you didn't develop any bodies if you do that, or I just get out of it for free. Or I only have to give you a 1k if you swing 6 and play a 2-drop body, like a Sheer Hoshi blocker or a brand new in a black deck. There's so many different options. Then on a 5-on turn, you want to play a 5-drop, you want to play on curve. I force you to not play on curve, basically. So I throw off your whole rhythm, and then I am also getting 1,000 counter every single turn of value. So then I can be an aggro/control deck, which is very unheard of, and it's very Shanks. It's just the perfect leader for this deck. This deck is the one that I really think I want to take to the next level. It's one I'll have fun with. And so, Shanks, that's a good leader right there. Let's check out the alt art. I think this is sick. I think it's really cool. A lot of them have this art hand-drawn style, and it's good. It just doesn't, like, with these leaders, seeing the eyes, the depth, the darkness, that means so much to me. This is cool, though. I would say this is, if I had to give it a rating, it's like a hot dog after a hangover. Hot dog's always good after a hangover, but sometimes you'd rather have some greasy food, if that makes sense. Sometimes the bad is a little good. So I'm on either side of this one. I like it. It's cool. I love the OP01 style, so it's sick. I don't know if it has that little white bordering on the edges of his face. I really hope not. I don't think so. I think that's just a mistake on here, but it does look cool. I do really like it. We'll go into the dragon real quick, just because this is an SP that's in the set, and I didn't go over the SPs when I first did it anyway. So Rush, give up to 2 Rested Dawn to your leader or characters. We've already seen this in OP07, so it's a good card. Honestly, Dragon, really underrated. I think it's going to be used a lot in the next sets with Red Purple Luffy, even with Shanks. Shanks is going to play this as a 2 or 3 of, with Rayleigh as well, the secret from OP08. So I'm excited to give you some ideas on the deck profile itself. And some of the cards I think are good, some of the cards I think are bad. Uta, I think this card's good. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Red Hair Pirates type character and add it to your hand. It's a searcher, it's simple, to the point, easy. Now, just know, you cannot search Uta with anything that searches red-haired pirates. Guys, she is film. So, obviously, we know how it goes with the red film. I've not seen it, but I get it. It is what it is. Whatever. It's a searcher. Now, this is demure. This is cutesy, as the ladies say. Hey, I'm on your side here. Beckman in the background. You got Lucky Roo. You got Yasop. Whole gang's all in the background with the whole red-haired pirates. Jolly Roger, whatever. That's cool. This has depth. Depth is really important in a alt art for me. Some of them are just so plain and boring. I like this. It's cute. It is what it is. Sachi and Pingwan. This is the card that everybody was hyping up for so long. If you know, I am trolling. I am literally lying out of my mouth right now to you. 4-drop, 5k, 1,000 power. When attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. What are we playing this in? It's Heart Pirates. This card sucks. I wouldn't even play this in a red-purple law deck if that was still around. Because it's Heart Pirates. That's what this is supposed to be made for. This is not good. Some people could say PPR 1 Sanji, just because it doesn't have on play, it has the win attacking, and it's free, no Dawn cost, but I'd much rather play the Brook. I'd rather wait till a 5 Dawn turn to play Brook, give minus 2,000 power to 2 characters. I think that's so much more effective, and hey, maybe I'm wrong, and not having to put the extra Dawn on it is very important, because now we have a 6k swing with Leader, so if we're swinging into a 6-drop body, and we give it minus 2 with this character, and then we swing 6 with Leader with the 1 Dawn attached, but then my say is, well, if I put 1 Dawn on him, and I get minus 2k, he's the 6k swing, so I guess you could see both sides. It's missequencing in that direction, but I think this card's just so mid. It's so mid for such a good group. Our Pirates are some of the coolest, and it's just not good. But this is good. This is cooking. This is what you like to see. He's got the hockey built up. You can see everything going on. He's got 1 arm. We knew he had 1 arm. 10 drop, 12k. That's already an amazing stat line. I just put that on any body. That's good. That's solid. Give all of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power and rush. This card can attack on the turn it's played. That's really, really good. I want to know, what deck list can I put this in that would break this card? What would be so much fun? Because I've just been thinking, in Bello Betty it wouldn't really work, and Red Yellow Sabo doesn't really work. What deck can we cook with this? I gotta look through all the red leaders, and we gotta find one. Because this would be so much fun. This is also universal. It's not stuck to Red Hair Pirates, so I would say this card is very good. This is like that time when you didn't eat all day and then you were really, really hungry, but you just never could get to food. And then it gets to 7 o'clock and you have like just a whole cookout tray. If you're Southern, you know what a cookout tray is. That's what this is like, man. This is good stuff. This is what you need in your deck. The alt art now, it's giving dark. It's giving evil. And like, we really don't know about Shanks right now on the show, so you never really know. I love it. The hockey cape in the background. Like, full art review. VV Theory video right here he did on this card. VV Theory, another YouTuber, does some amazing content. I love what he does. So anyways, sword in the front. I think this is cool. This has the depth. This has everything that I've been asking for in a card. I love it. I think this is an amazing alt art right here. It's scary, but also in a, hey, this guy's just cool, not in, this guy might touch you if you see him in a dark room and nobody's there. It's cool. He's a badass. Now the manga, I'm actually going to be the guy to say it. I'll be the one. You guys might not like this. We've already had a Shanks manga. That one was just better. This one, it's just lacking character. I get the whole point of it, but the manga panels they chose are a little derpy, and it's mainly the one in the top right that throws me off, where his neck and his chin are just a straight flat line that just goes so long, and then he's got that butt chin in the front. It's not vibing with me. The other faces are him in that dark, scary. He looks so angry in the top left and the bottom right with his eye just glaring at you with the scratches on it. And then in the top right, he's just like, I'm a guy. He's just like a chill dude. And I just don't care for that chill dude right now. Like, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for this. Where's this not chill dude? So I don't know. He's not a chill guy and he looks like a chill guy. I get he is, but right there, he's just a little too derpy for me. The wanted posters, I don't like them. I don't see why I'd ever want this over this. This in a sleeve just does not look the same as this does. And I get you want this in my sleeves. I want it all the way. Let me know. It's like dating a big girl. You know what I'm saying? I want it all, but like can't have it all the time. Guys, that's a joke. But no, it's just not it for me. I don't care for the wanted posters. I think you could do so much more. Make the bounty 12,000 instead of saying like power 12,000. Like, people understand. They've been playing the card game. If you own a card like this, you have to know at that point, or you're just a reseller. Like, we don't care about you anyway. So I don't know. It's a cool card though. I like it. I'm just not that one. We go to Silver's Rayleigh. This is non-searchable, but you do play this in your Shanks list. So I'm going to go through and tell you some of the cards you will play and some of the reasons you play them. Having a blocker, let's just start. It's a blocker, 5-drop 6k, 1,000 power. On play, if your opponent has 2 or more characters with a base power of 5,000 more or more, draw 2 cards, trash 1 card from your hand. You don't always get this effect. Honestly, this effect is not always valid, and it does not always do anything. I'm just going to be straightforward. But the reason this is so strong is that usually what your opponent does is they swing for you with 1 Dawn attached, right? So now every time they swing their leader, if I play this on curve, they probably only have a 5k power body anyways, but so they swing 5 with their body, minus 1,000. They swing 5 with their leader. I got a 6k. So I block out of both for free. Or if they only have the 1 leader body and they want to swing the extra Dawn, I just block with this, minus 1,000 power. It doesn't, again, no cards out of hand. That gives you so much time to save up counter for that late game when you really need it. When your opponent's dropping big, bad bodies, big boys down on them. These things, like these guns, when they start dropping the big guns on you, that's when you really got to worry about countering. This just makes me not have to counter. Now they have to invest 2 Dawn at least on their leader, or to have multiple bodies on the board that are able to swing. So they need to be playing bigger, stronger bodies that usually have weaker abilities. And that's fine with me. So I think this card is amazing just as a blocker, as is. This card's really strong into your Blackbeard matchup, in my opinion, especially that early game. Again, just having that extra 1,000 power, it's really good. A card that's not good in any matchup or ever going to be seen play, Howling Gab. I don't think that's the guy's actually name. Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. Red Hair Pirates, plus 1,000 power or 1,000 counter, 7k, 5 drop. Guys, it's vanilla. You have to have him in the game. It's not good. Heat, hold up. Is this your father? Hold up. Who's the older one? I don't know. That's interesting, though. They're doing the same thing right there. Anyways, this is going... I told you, Kid Pirates. There's some stuff. Red, purple Kid Pirates. They're trying to give you something. Blocker. After your opponent clears an attack, you may rest this card. It's a new target, blah, blah, whatever. On play, up to one of your leaders with 4,000 power or less gain 1,000 power. So this on play is effective because, if you don't know, Red, purple Kid, he has minus 1,000 power if you have more than 3 or... If you have more than 3 life, I think it is. If you have more than 3 life, yeah, it gets plus, it loses 1,000 power. So this gives it that 5,000 power, so it's a regular leader. And a card that has to make your leader a regular leader is not the greatest. It's almost like a chump blocker too, which it's dual effective because then I don't have to put Dawn. I don't have to use leader ability to get that strength back. Because if you don't know, it's -1 Dawn plus 2,000 power when swinging or when attacking. No, the card literally says when swinging, but nah, this... It's good for the deck, but it's not a very highly competitive deck. But I think it's definitely a fun one to play. And if you want to see me play that one, let me know. I'm kind of down to cook with it. Here we have Building Snake. It's just Gordon Remake. Activate main. You may place this card on the bottom of the owner's deck. Give up to one of your opponent's characters. Minus 3,000 power during the turn. It's super simple. It's to the point. Minus 3k power. You're going to play this as... Who's texting me? Whoa, girlfriend. You're going to play this as like a 2 to 4 of in your deck. With a no counter and the brickiness, I don't like this as more than a 3. Personally, I would say run this as a 2 because you have Hongo, the 2k counter lower, and you have Otama, the 2k counter. And I understand you want to save those 2k counters, but for me, it just doesn't make sense because you have 4 Rayleighs, 3 of your Rush Shanks, which we saw earlier. I'll tell you now, that's a 3 of, maybe 4, depending on the matchup and setup and what you're playing at locals or whatever. And then you have the other 10-drop Shanks, which you can play as like 1 or 2 of. Some people play 3 of that and 2 of the other. It's up to you. It's up to your preference. The other Shanks, if you don't know, kills at 10,000 power or less, just straight on play. But doesn't have rush or anything. And then, like I said, the Rayleighs, the Dragons, you already have about 12 to up to 20 cards without counter, and you're throwing Building Snake in there. And so much top end, this makes it a little washy, a little difficult to play too many of these. Minus 3,000 power is amazing, though, and especially in a deck like this, with some good removal in as options. So, speaking of good removal, Ben Beckman, and this is setup. This is setup, too. You can play this on first turn and just leave it. Anyways, Ben Beckman, this card is amazing. On play, trash up to one of your opponent's characters with 6,000 power less. Trash. If you don't understand, trash is very important because some cards just can't be KO'd and everything else says KO. When you attack something, it's KO'd, but usually they say can't be KO'd by effects. This stops that. But I will say, if you're going against like a Teach and they forgot to lead their ability because they're a little slow or something, this will not kill Burgess if they have 8 cards in their trash because it says 6,000 power less. So we have to lower the Burgess first and then use the Beckman. So there's always that side to it too. Sometimes if you know that kind of math, you can know not to lead your ability on Teach if you already have 8 in trash because Beckman can't do anything on a 7-Dawn curve. And if they're going to do anything, they're going to play Kid, or a 7-drop Newgate in this deck, which also has no counter. Another strong card you have to play in Shanks because it just rests itself to kill a 5,000 power or less. You know, this is definitely a 4 of in the deck though, 2 to 4 again. This one does have counter, so I would definitely play this as 3-4. One of those two. I don't know the full list and everything off the top of my head. If you guys want to see me play one, though, I definitely will. Because I'm telling you, I'm cooking with this deck. This guy is cooking a Southern-style steak. I don't know. This man is just giving Southern vibes right here. Like, this man voted for Donald Trump, and you smoking a cigarette. He's got his gun out. He's got his jeans on. This is a Southern man right here. That's just the facts. I can't help it. Ben Beckman, Southern man. That's the only energy I'm getting from this. It's not my favorite alt art when it doesn't have that background to it, that depth. And I really look, like I said, I look for depth. The gun's kind of cool that it's poking through the plus 1,000 counter instead of going behind it, but also that's a little clunky. You just have lettering on top of part of the art, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. This card, not good at all. Bonk Punch. First off, who named their son this? Who named their son Bonk Punch? And if they didn't name him that, why did he change his name to Bonk Punch? That's the bald guy right there, not the monkey. The monkey is Hongo. No, what is the monkey? Not Hongo. That's Hongo. We'll see in a second. The monkey, not the same. Monster. On play up to 1 monster from your hand. When attacking, this character gains plus 2,000 power during this turn when you put 1 Dawn on it. That card sucks. I'm just going to tell you now. Getting a monster on the field, not very good, which we'll see later. Waiting until you have to attack to get plus 2,000 power and then swinging 8,000, that doesn't really make sense because an 8k swing is, yes, very strong for only a 1 Dawn attachment, but you have to, usually it just gets removed if you play against any deck with removal, and then once you swing, it's just killed, and then it's also forcing you to commit Dawn so you can't play on curve. You would have to be playing a spam body rush Shanks list. And I don't really know if that's going to work. It's a control deck. You can rush them down with redrop Zoros, which some people will play, and I don't personally play it. Another no counter card does not make sense to me, but it's a good 3-Dawn play if you need it. The deck just plays on curve so well already, I wouldn't throw it off, honestly. You play a Hongo on 3, call it a day. But yeah, a good card. I'd give that a bad out of 10. It's bad. A Hongo. This is your 2k counter. You definitely play this one. Activate main, you may arrest this character if your leader has a red hair pirates type. I keep saying red-haired Shanks, not red-haired pirates. I gotta stop that. This is just a reading simulator. How good can I read? Give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. That's very good. You get Otama every turn, pseudo blocker after that, so if they don't kill it, you just continue to get value. And it's a 2k counter. I can just stack these up if I need to. I can get them all on board. If I'm not playing against the deck that has removal, this card is just strong. At the end of the day, it will do its effect every time. If we're playing against a Bonnie player, we can minus 3k to the Hawkins and then use an event to kill the Hawkins, because this gives it minus 2,000, puts it to 5,000. Then we play an event because our character's already rested, and we just kill Hawkins. That's really, really good. That's strong. And I like that. So it rests itself. That's always good. Here's that monster I was talking about. He's not so much of a monster. He's an animal, though, and a red-haired pirate. So he's like the Chopper of the group, except he looks a little less intelligent, and he is standing on this guy's head. Bonk Punch is getting stood on, and I stand on that. If your leader, or if your character Bonk Punch would be KO'd by an effect, you may trash this character instead. That literally just sucks. This is so easy to kill. And yes, I will say this, just for people who don't know, if Rob Lucci were to appear and KO this and Bonk Punch at the same time, this card would still save Bonk Punch. Funny story, cool little effect, little thing, but it's the same thing with the Rosinante blocker. If something is being killed at the same time as this, you can still kill this to save that thing, if that makes sense. Kind of cool. Yesop, you definitely play this in there as a 4 of. 5-drop 6k, fits in right with the Rayleigh. You play this as a 4, probably the Rayleigh as a 2 or 3. You have other blockers in the deck that are really, really strong to some people. I might have a little hot take on it, but anyways, plus 1,000 power, or 1,000 counter, 5-drop 6k. Play up to one of your leaders gains plus 1,000 power until the end of your opponent's turn. That's good. That's a good effect on its own. You make your leader 6k minus, so now they have to put 2 Dawn on it with Shanks. It's not leader locked, which is very good, which a lot of these cards in this set are leader locked. I will say that is one of the things I've not enjoyed, is the red and black cards are both very, very leader locked. This isn't. Plus 1,000 power until your end of your opponent's turn. Cool. So you have a 6k leader. You have a radical beam trigger the whole game. And then Dawn ×1 when attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power during this turn. So I can use Yasop, swing with it on curve. So if I'm going to 8 and I played an Uta and this on my 5-Dawn turn, the next turn I play Newgate, 1 Dawn on this, I go minus 1,000 to one of their characters. I make it minus 1,000. And then I use my Newgate, rest it, and kill a 6k instead of a 5, which I originally would have. So it's when you have an on play and when attacking that the card becomes very strong, very playable. Because if you don't get rid of it, I just get more and more. But when I already play it, I've already got something for it at least. So that's kind of the difference there. So even if I go against a black deck and play this and they kill it, I still got some value out of it with the on play. And then if they don't, I have the when attacking. Very cool. I like that. Lime Juice is your other 2k counter in the Red Hair Pirates deck. You play 4 of this card as well. Your opponent cannot activate up to one blocker that has 4,000 power or less during this turn. So you get to target the blocker and say, you cannot block with that. It is no longer a blocker. So this card, very strong, and it does not say original power. So I can play an Otama, minus 2k to that character, and then play this out. So I pay 4 Dawn to stop any blocker and then swing heavy into face if I need to. That gives me 6 Dawn left to do whatever I want. Instead of having to split and do all that, I just stop it with a 2k counter on it as well. It's a game. It's a card that can win you a game if you need to win a game that way. My opponent triple blockers up, and I have 3 of these in hand, and they have no cards in hand, whatever. I'm chilling. So, I don't know. Just an idea. It's possible, but it's not going to happen a ton. Here's that other blocker I was talking about. 4-drop 5k. You play 4 of this card. I think there are more suitable options in the future, or at least I hope so. I think this card's good, but I don't think it's as great as everyone expects. 1k counter, very good. Blocker, very good. On KO, if your leader has a red-haired pirates type, again, leader locked. That kills me. This card honestly should not be leader locked for this second effect. I think this card would be so much fun. Why is Pedro not leader locked and this is? Like, Pedro can literally KO a 6 cost or what, 5 or 6 cost or lower, or rest your opponent's Dawn. So if they have active Dawn for like 10 drop swing, I can just stop that. That's already so strong and it's not played, but this is only linked to Red Hair Pirates. I don't know. That's why I think this card could be removed. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a base power of 6,000 or less. Original base power, by the way. So you can't minus their power during your turn somehow from an effect and then kill it. It has to be original power. So that's one of the things that suck. And it's KO. It's not trash or anything like that. So it's like, it doesn't suck, but it's not the best. Because also, if you play this blocker, your opponent will more than likely just get rid of it first. And yes, that makes them use resources, but then they still get their bodies and do whatever they want. This is played around a lot more than people expect, and that's what I've seen from my deck testing. It's just okay. It's just alright. But you play it as a 4 of because you need a 4-drop 5k blocker for this deck and the style you want to do. I just think the Rayleigh's a little stronger, but it makes sense that you need this because you already have a 5-drop 6k. You don't have a 4-drop 5k that's strong and consistent and really what you need. Rockstar, this is your 4-drop 6k that you needed right here. Boom. Bang. I've already fixed the issue with just the next card. No, this will never be played. Just a vanilla. We don't need that. Call it a day. More Kid Pirate support right here. 4-drop 4k, 2k counter, and I'll tell you right now, this is just Frankie. Dawn ×1 if your leader has 7,000 power or more, and the Kid Pirates type, this card gains Rush. It's literally just kid support. It's just what Frankie does, where he just takes 2 Dawn if you have 8 or more Dawn, or 1 Dawn, or whatever. He just gets Rush. And so it's there to finish a game if you need it, but mainly it's just there for 2k counter, honestly. I don't see this card as being anything competitive. It's just played in the deck for a 2k counter. The deck itself is just not very played. It's not very important, so it is what it is. Now we have my fun tech options. You guys know I love my fun tech option. This is it. I'm telling you right now. So if you're having an issue with black decks and you want something to really beat it up from the back, this is the card. Get out of here. 3-drop. KO up to 2 of your opponent's characters with a total power of 4,000 or less. And you're like, why would I ever do that? That's just 6-drop Sabo effect and this card sucks. No. If you're having an issue with Rob Lucci, all right? Rob Lucci. This is the deck. Rob Lucci. It could also work on Teach, technically, because it doesn't have that on play. It's Activate Main. Really cool there. Anyways, Rob Lucci. You're giving me a 0-cost Rebecca, and you're playing a 4-drop Lucci, right? So Lucci has 6k power, and the Rebecca has 0 power. I have a Hongo on the board already, or I have an Otama in my hand, or anything else that lowers your power. Or I have 2 Yasops. There's so many options here. So what I can do is I can play one of those, minus your Lucci by 2, and then every time you Gecko Moria, boom, I killed both. And then I get another one of these, boom, I kill both. It just gets rid of that problem. That whole, like, yes, you have to put 4 Dawn into killing it, but you're getting rid of everything they just got from that stupid Gecko Moria card that we all hate. That me, you, and the guy over there, we all hate him. There's no guy over there, but you get the point. Like, this card, it helps that. And so I kind of put this in, go play a Lucci and just destroy them and have fun with it. So I may make a deck on the sim and just hunt out every Lucci that I can and just destroy their Gecko Moria combos. And I'll probably lose the game. Honestly, I'll probably lose the game, but I will have so much fun just ruining their day. And that's my one goal. So if I can win and ruin their day, that would be even better. But anyways, that's the only reason I play it. That card kind of sucks. Main, if your leader has a red-haired pirates type, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power. Then if your opponent has a character of 5,000 power or more, draw 1 card. So all I'm saying is, if you give minus 3,000 power to one of your opponent's character before, and then it was the character with 5,000 power or more, you don't draw a card. So if there's a 5k body, I give it minus 3k, I don't draw a card. It does not say original power, it's checking for current power. So you minus first, then you check, and then you draw a card. So you have to do it on a different body, so they have to have, basically it says if your opponent has 2 characters with 5,000 power or more. You have to think about that. Unless there's just some pesky little body you want to minus on, but again, that wouldn't make sense. If it's a 3k body, why would I not just minus it on something else? Only to draw a card? Like, that's not worth it. For 2 Dawn to draw 1 card, not worth it. Not worth the filter. So it's okay. It's situational. It's literally the same thing as the Silver's Rayleigh in a way. You only get to draw the card if they have 2 bodies with 5,000 power or more, because more than likely I'm minusing a big body, or it has to be one big body. It has to be an 8k body that I'm minusing, an 8-drop kid or something like that, if that makes sense. But in the early game, this just doesn't really do much with the minus, other than the minus 3,000. So second effect, not as important anyways, but your 2-drop event with trigger that says draw 1 card, it's honestly not bad. I actually really don't hate this card. I can say anything I want, but it's really just not a horrible card. Come on, we'll fight you. It's just a 1-drop searcher. You guys know what these do. You probably don't play this in the deck, and you search for anything other than this card, grab it from the top 5, put the rest on the bottom of the deck. Super simple. I don't know who the guy behind Yasop is. That's what I asked earlier when I had to do the video the first time. And the guy behind Lucky Roo. Like, those guys, I kind of don't know. What the guy in front of Ben Beckman? We now know Bonk Punch and Monster. He's a type of cheese right there. But I don't know some of these people. It's kind of weird. I'm almost caught up with the anime. Don't get it. So, anyways. Next one. Red Force. This card I didn't hate, but I don't love. Activate main. You may rest this stage. If your leader has a red-haired pirates type, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power during this turn. This is not the same as your leader ability. This is like on your turn. So the reason I have an issue with this is because I look at it in black standards. I know I keep talking about black decks because they are very competitive and they are very difficult for me personally to take on. Sometimes I get frustrated with them, especially when like Uchi just runs my locals. So with this, I think of like Navy card. Navy card is -1 cost on play and then -1 cost every turn, but it's not very played. But Eni's Lobby, when that was out, was played every single time. And it did -2 every turn. So I think if this was -2k, I think this card would be very played. But because it's only -1,000 power, it's not going to be as played. Because I'm still every turn. So if I'm swinging into a 5 and I give it -1,000 power, you only have to give me a 2k. But if I swing into a 5 and I give it -2,000 power, you have to give me a 2k and a 1k. So 2 cards out of your hand, you're less likely to do it. And I understand the advantage there, how much that would give you every turn. I think it would be overpowered, but the stages just aren't good. The only one that sees play is really Upper Yard and Eni's Lobby. And Upper Yard's only played because Calgra, and that's only if people play Calgra, and not many people play Calgra. So it's just so mid. I could see it would be fun to tech in for fun. That's about it. It's literally just for fun. Goldie Roger. This is our 10-drop. This is the gold manga. This is the secret. This is the one card everybody's going to be chasing for. Everyone's going to be reselling everything for. Rush. And then if you don't know what this card does, you've been in a dungeon. So have a good day. No, but when your opponent activates blocker, if either you or your opponent has 0 life cards, you win the game. Simple as that. So I think this would be fun. And I'm going to tell you this now. OP09, yellow gets very, very strong. So trash life, trash life, trash life every turn. There's a 4-drop Hawkins that trashes the life on KO. There's a 6-drop Robin that trashes the life. There's an 8-drop Kid that trashes the life every turn. So what if I trash all of your life and then I play this card out? So any red-yellow deck, how fun would that be? You know what I mean? And they all have triggers, technically. Some of them have triggers. I don't think all of them do. I know the Robin does. But Bello Betty, turn that into a super interesting deck because now you can't... I'm trashing all your life. I'm not giving you any cards. And then I drop this on you and I just kill you. It's that simple. So I'd play this as a 4-of. That would be fun. I don't think this card's going to be super expensive just because, it will at first, all of them are. It's stupid. But this card's not super expensive because it's like 1 or 2 of it most decks. I'm going to be picking up 4, and I'm going to be trying that out. I'm telling you, that sounds like a fun idea. I trash every single one of your life throughout the whole game, and then I just drop this thing and run it. Do something. I'm not scared. Obviously, here's the alt art. Really cool. Similar to the manga. Just a guy standing with a sword, dude. That's just a chill guy. Honestly, that's just a chill guy right there. I would say, out of 10, that's a chill guy. Now the manga, honestly mid. Not my favorite manga I've ever seen. I think the self, he looks cool. All the background and stuff, it's alright. It's alright. It's cool though. I'm not hating. I definitely want it. If you're selling one, let me up. But it's like $5,000 on the drop, $3,500 by the time. Now in Japan, I think it's like $3,200 or whatever. That card's insane. That's crazy. So we're back to square one. We're at the end of the video. If you want to see the other colors, let me know and subscribe. If you follow me, you can see the next videos. I'll be posting those very soon. This is going to be the 6-part series where we just go back to back, going red, green, purple. I don't remember the full order. You know what's going on. Cat butt in the face. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that. If you enjoy more content like this, just let me know down below, and we'll see you in the next one.